We're all right, all right. We're back with another stream. Today I was kind of a lazy day. I had to go to the doctor. Gave me my allergy shot, which made me kind of sleepy. I went and slept, ate, and I've been doing some study on this ECAM. I'm wanting to do a decent arc launch type video after it launches. And one of the things I want to do is be able to go to the browser. So I'm gonna wait till there's a few of you guys online, and we're gonna test some stuff out. Otherwise, I'm just gonna play the game for a little bit, and I'm gonna go ahead and play some of the music that I have. Let's see. Let me go to these windows. I think I closed it a while ago. Uh, I'm still trying to find a better way to play music on this thing than what I can do here. Okay, you guys are gonna have to tell me whether the loudness is right or not because I don't have. I moved my living room around. I'm getting some new furniture in. I got a new guitar. Bought a new guitar rack. I'm putting my amplifiers in another place. I actually moved the whole setup in a different part of my apartment. Uh, got a better shot at the television from here. So when we do a WWE or something like that. I watched part of Raw tonight. It was pretty boring. So I know that they had the big match between Cody and Jey Uso. Um, Honestly, like I said, I hope that Cody didn't. Hope he beats Jey Uso because I think Jey Uso's whole thing is stupid. But I don't. That whoever gets Cena at Saudi Arabia or Money in the Bank or Night of Champions, what the hell they're calling it, um, they're not going to win. They're not going to win because if Cody wins, then uh, it doesn't set up the revenge of him getting his title back from Cena in the end, and that's the way it's all going to play out. That or Roman will come and get it. But now it would have been better if they would have set it up where this match between him and CM Punk would end it all. But they're not that smart in their booking. We know it's going to either be Cena, Cody Rhodes, or probably Roman Reigns. I doubt that they'll. I'll doubt that they'll cross with Rollins. Um, that would be a good matchup, but that's two heels versus two heels, um, and they usually wouldn't set that up for something like that. It's going to be a baby face versus the heel Cena, unless they somehow turn him back baby face again, that's something I wouldn't rule out. That somehow he has a redemptive path to being the quote fan favorite that he really never was. But anyway, so I don't see that. But like I said, I watched like the up until I guess it was when the match between Jey Uso. I just can't stand the Jey Uso bit at all. Um, so I had to turn it off. But there wasn't anything of note that I thought was worth talking about really on Raw besides that. Right now, I'm trying to set up scenes. Wait till we got people on both platforms on here. Get my eCam. Okay, I've got a couple people. I can't tell which platform they're on. If you're on, so it looks like we got two folks. Yeah, AEW was better at one time. It isn't anymore. Not since Khan started signing all the cast away from the WWE. They got cast away for a reason. You know, the early days when they first started, um, when John Moxley went over, that was some of the best wrestling has seen in a long time. But then it got to where he was anybody that WWE let contract expire or cast away, Tony Khan was easily signing them. Now it's kind of a junk fest with a few good wrestlers in there. But you know, Jericho. Anytime Jericho can do something, Jericho's one of the greatest professional wrestlers who ever did the deal. He was successful in all three of the biggies. He was successful in WCW. He was successful in WWE, and he was successful in AEW now. So Jericho's one of the best ones to ever go in the ring. Period. I don't know that I put him up on a Stone Cold Steve Austin level, but he's definitely, when he decides that he doesn't want to do it no more, he's definitely probably whatever the limit on inductee is, then that's the truth. But yeah, I mean, it was that first 6-8 months when it was, you had the best of Ring of Honor guys, and you had Jericho and Moxley in there. That was some of the best wrestling I've ever seen. It was some of the best wrestling I ever seen. In fact, at that time before AEW stopped, the best wrestling in wrestling was in Ring of Honor. It wasn't in WWE because of Vince and the way he booked stuff. But I mean, I bought that cable, some streaming thing that you had to do to see Ring of Honor live. They had some kind of Patreon type thing going on where you could go in and watch their pay-per-views, online. They weren't on any service or anything at that point, but I never missed them when they were in Dallas. Drove all the way to San Antonio because they did a lot of shows in San Antonio for some reason. The Bucks back then were just awesome. Even what was that? Who was the gay guy that had the boys? You know, I even thought his bit was funny. What's a Dalton or something? I can't think of his name now. I haven't watched AEW in a while, but that I always thought that was funny. I always hated those type of bits in WWE. Yeah, then you think all the guys that were stars at the time in WWE all came from Ring of Honor, like Kevin Owens, and I think Sami Zayn could be a bigger player, but they made him into a comic relief character. But Seth Rollins came from Ring of Honor. Of course, Punk did. I mean, there were so many great young wrestlers that came from the Ring of Honor into the WWE, and they still just kept pumping it out with more and more really good booking, really good young wrestlers that come and just took their place, like there was passing of the guard. It isn't like WWE where they book the hell out of their top guys and don't give their mid-card guys or lower card guys a chance to do anything, and then they just fade into the background. They get small runs and then they get forgotten. You didn't see that in Ring of Honor. But just Ring of Honor didn't have a lot of. They're on the Sinclair network, and you had to be like on one of the independent networks locally that you would actually see them live on TV. But God, the Briscoe brothers were so badass too, man. Those dudes did some the most incredible stunts I ever seen in my life. Um, Here in Dallas, they jumped off the way that they well, actually, what in Dallas is in Arlington, right next to the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. There's a convention center there. They wrestled there, and they had the truck that where they loaded the ring and everything. It was inside the building to the side of the wall over there. The Briscoes used that part of their ring. One of them got on top of the tractor trailer and jumped off the top of the tractor trailer onto like six guys. And I know people say, well, wrestling's fake, boo. Dude, that was a freaking real bump. He got hurt, and whoever he landed on top of got hurt too doing that. There's no fake about that. And uh, yeah, my nephew, not my little nephews, I got grandnephews now, but they're his sons. But when he was like from what time he was about 8 years old up until he was like 16, we used to go hit Ring of Honor and when Raw was here in Dallas, we would check that out. He was a big fan back in the day. Um, I bought him. It's pretty rare right now, and it's worth a lot of money. I bought him a Stone Cold. There was one like that was in the stores, and then WWE sold a limited edition Stone Cold Steve Austin that had like the uh, camouflage coat and all that stuff on it. That thing's worth a lot of money now. He still has it in the box, thank God. Um, but yeah, I think actually I bought one of the ones that were in the store, one for him to play with, and I bought me one. I actually gave it to one of his 5-year-old son recently because he saw his dad's and wanted to play with it. And I said, well, still got the one I bought when I bought yours, because the one that he bought to play with, I don't know what happened to, but yeah, Hangman's always been good, but I'm just saying that it's hard to watch the show as a whole because there's so many. It's uh, the booking's not good on AEW anymore. It was great earlier, the first 6 8 months of that, maybe up until like it started getting bad when Cody left. Cody made that was the best. Cody's made some of the best moves ever when he left the WWE to go over there to make him a uh, top level player in there or now back in the WWE. Um, Cody made probably of his even his father and his brother both. He made better wrestling decisions for his career than either one of them did. So yeah, I have to give that to Cody. I think the stupid neck tattoo looks really stupid, but anyway, because if he didn't have the stupid neck tattoo, he'd probably be the next one to go Hollywood like The Rock and Cena. But the stupid neck tattoo is gonna stop him from getting roles. Do you see Orton for King of the? You can go ahead. I'm not gonna watch it back. Yeah, yeah, that's gonna hurt his career as an actor. He would get roles. He was pretty good on the Arrow when he was on there. When he had that little bit part when him and Stephen Amell are good friends. When he got that little part on the Arrow, he was pretty good. But having that neck tattoo that they're gonna have to do hours of makeup to cover up, and any role that he's gonna do is gonna. Yeah, they can, but I'm just saying that's gonna be if he's close on getting a role between this guy and next guy, that's gonna hurt him. because I think he could act. He got over Stardust, kind of. That was maybe the stupidest role ever. He was so smart to leave because he would have been like his career would be the same as Sami Zayn's now, where he'd always be would never get there, but be in the comic relief mode all the time. I'll give it another chance, man. I'll give it another chance, but last time I couldn't get through it. I don't think Jericho or Moxley was either on the last episode I watched, and it was kind of hard to watch. But man, that one hardcore match, I think it was him and Adam Page was in. Moxley and Adam Page, that was maybe the most brutal one I've ever seen. And I never thought anybody would top one of those matches that Funk used to be in. Man, Terry Funk used to do some of the most freaking insane. Him and if you ever can go back and look at, they're all like indie stuff. They're not Ring of Honor. They're not EEW. They're indie stuff. You can go find some of the stuff when Mick Foley was doing Cactus Jack and Terry Funk was doing it in a hardcore match. Those dudes, oh my god. Uh, but yeah, ECW was great. I mean, the real ECW, not the WWE version of ECW. I mean, you can think of all the great guys that went into WWE that were there, but some of the guys that didn't, like New Jack and guys like that never made it over there. They were legends. Yeah, the WWE version would never could be what the old ECW was because they wanted to be PG in that era. They could never do what they used to do. Never. Gosh, that was so great TV. It came on like at 11:30 or midnight here in Dallas. We used to stay up and watch, and my nephew used to come and spend the night with me, and we would watch that, and he'd fall asleep watching ECW with me because he loved wrestling back in the day. He doesn't anymore. I don't know why, but he doesn't. But he loved it more than me back in the day because he would want, if he couldn't come over and watch Monday Night Raw with me, we had to go. I had to videotape it, and we would watch it the next time he came over. But most Monday nights he would come over, fall asleep at my house, and I would take him home and put him in his bed and then leave because he'd always not want to watch it at my house. He didn't want to watch it at his, and uh, and if he couldn't come over for some odd reason, I would always videotape it. And if he fell asleep, I would videotape it too. Because TV used to be different. We used to have those DVRs, and I would just put tape Monday Night Raw, and if we watched it all, I would race it, and if we didn't, it'd be there for us to watch back again. But that was the greatest, man. Okay, I'll check it out maybe if I can. But but yeah, I mean I mean I really like wrestling. The product. I mean, I didn't as a kid, because I grew up in the era where it was like the Hulk Hogan era, where the wrestling um, wasn't like it was in the Attitude Era. The Attitude Era is where it caught me. But I will say I was lucky enough to go to the Sportatorium and see the Von Erichs and the Freebirds back in the day because I was about 8 years old at that time, and I did go ahead and see. Uh, that a few times with a friend of mine's father. Used to take my friend and me to the sportatorium. I don't know if I saw Steve Austin when he was first coming out, when he was Stunning Steve. I don't remember it. He wasn't that. He wasn't. Even though they kind of make it sound that way, I don't remember him being that memorable as Stunning Steve. I really don't. He wasn't somebody that's. Oh yeah, I saw him at the Sportatorium when he popped up on WWE. I guess the first time I saw him was actually when on ECW. I was not a WCW fan because I never liked Hulk Hogan and those wrestlers. The only one that I thought was great was Flair, because Flair was just, I don't care. Flair, I know there's some of the stuff that Flair did look really fake, but I always loved Ric Flair because he was just, because that dude freaking lived his gimmick. The gimmick inside the ring and out of the ring was not that much different. That dude lived his, he's sort of like Andrew Dice Clay. Um, the character that he played as the comedian used to be a character, but it ended up drifting into his real life person. Because, that happened to Rick too, where the style and profiling happened in and outside the ring. That's why he's broke as hell now. I guess he's not broke as hell. He's still getting some money, but he's not as wealthy as Ric Flair should be. He's had way too many wives. It's taken all of his money, and all the bad health problems he's had over the years. He's probably not worth a whole lot of money these days. I don't know best ever, but I think he transcends all generational wrestling. I will say there's no other wrestler that can say that. That Yeah, I mean he definitely. Now New Jack is another guy that kind of lived his gimmick too to the end. Okay, guys, how we got? Do we got people both on YouTube and Twitch tonight on? If you got I see a bunch of Twitch stuff. Is anybody on YouTube on? I can't tell from this um, thing. I can tell that people are on, but I can't tell which platforms. If you're on YouTube, give me a thumbs up. Because I'm going to try something here. It's going to be something I'm going to use for the arc launch videos. That I think I found a way I can use my browser live, but I've got to test it out, and I'm going to do that right now. If we got somebody from YouTube online that are streaming it. I I think Flair is definitely one of the best on the mic. I would say CM Punk is great on the mic too. I would put them there. Uh, I would put Steve Austin before The Rock, because a lot of Rock stuff sounds like he scripted it before he went out there and started saying it. Uh, New Jack, there was nobody like did a promo like New Jack. I mean, there are a lot of good guys. You have to look at what they're trying to put over, but uh, you have to go with non wrestlers. You have to go with Heyman. Heyman's one of the best on the mic. There are a lot of good guys on the mic, and there's a lot of guys that aren't too. They did that. But what's crazy about it is, if you can believe this or not, this sounds like this might be the stupidest idea that Vince McMahon ever had. Um, Originally, Steve Austin's character wasn't going to say anything on the mic. I forgot what the ringmaster, and he was going to do all of his talking in the ring. And if you can believe that, think what that would have done to I think that would have put WWE out of business. If Steve Austin doesn't blow up and DX doesn't blow up, uh, we would see see the whole thing flip the switch where WCW would have won out the day, and probably Ted Turner would have bought out Vince instead of the other way around. Like I said, those are guys. Those are guys that I would put on the top. As I said, there are a lot of people that were really good on the mic. You have to always put. I would say Flair. Flair's a given. Uh, CM Punk is a given. Uh, Jericho was great. I think Kevin Owens is good. Uh, I think Heyman's always good. That's the reason why they got him on the air. Um, I think The Rock is good, but I don't think he's up with the guys I just mentioned. But you could let him go up there and go off scripted, and he would be okay. But it sounds like he does his own scripting when some of the things that he says when he goes in the ring. But yeah, for off the cuff guy, it's going to be hard to beat like a CM Punk or Austin or Flair. If you gave them nothing to go with and they just had to go up there and make their own business, those are three guys that would go in there and have no problem doing it. Because that's basically what Austin did. We would be looking at, Dusty Rhodes was badass too. I forgot about him. That's a good inclusion. You're right about that. Dusty Rhodes was awesome back in the day in those territories when he was on top in those places. But there were a lot of good guys. But the problem is probably in the PG area where they stopped letting those guys go up and do a Steve Austin or a Ric Flair or whatever, go up and just do their thing. Now, Triple H was always pretty good on the mic too. You know, I would say that I would put Triple H up there with those guys as well. But far as I think going up, you just said, "Hey, man, we need you to sell this next match," and not gave them anything. I think that Flair has no problem doing that. Uh, I don't think Austin does either. Austin can go on the fly and make up what he needs to do. I don't know The Rock could, because The Rock would go right deep in his stick and try to go with that. But I can guarantee CM Punk could do it too. I mean, those are the current. I guess you don't really count Flair as current, but um, those are guys that would. But these newer guys, you don't know because they script all their crap. They would get to the point where now the Bucks are not too bad in over and back in the Ring of Honor and AEW when they were bigger players. Um, Back in the day, those matches they had with the Hardys when the Hardys were on the indie scene was some of the greatest matches there ever was. And the tag team stuff, they was as good as the Christian Edge, Hardy Boys, oh gosh, Bubba Ray, the Dudley Boys. When they had those, might be the greatest tag team era in the history of the deal. When you had Christian Edge, the Hardy Boys, and the Dudleys. I don't think there was too. It's just too bad. Like the Briscoes couldn't have been in that mix, and also the Bucks. If you could have had a deal where you had a five, uh, a five hardcore, great performers, tag teamers like that, that would have made some of the best wrestling in the history of the sport. Yeah, he's okay. I would put him there as well. He's good. I haven't heard that many of them. Like I said, that's kind of when he started going on ECW, that's when I started checking out of it. But But anyway, so do we have anybody from come on, somebody from YouTube say hello. I know we got some people. I got enough people on stream right now that I should have somebody from YouTube in. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and test it because they don't want to, whoever's on there doesn't want to say anything in the channel. So okay, I'm gonna change the scenes on it and tell me what you guys see right now when I do it. Oh, come on, get back on Ecamm. Okay, so I'm gonna change to, okay, do you hear me and do you see what's on the channel right now? What do you see? Like this, I'm testing this for when we start the new arc so we can talk about some of the mechanics and some of the officers and stuff in it. So tell me what you see. And can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, so tell me if when I've switched screens in my browser, because I've got to go to my browser, I won't see what's on Ecamm. See if this works when I toggle through. I'm going to go to the news and I'm going to go into the patch. Okay, it's still good. Is it? Okay, I gotta see if I can. There we go. Did it switch screen and you see me toggling through the news here back and forth? Content is getting bad. Yeah, we're seeing that too because uh, one of the things that they promised us in the VIP or private server, whatever you want to call it, is when they brought these new gimmick ships, they would give us packs that we can make the ship relevant to our ship level. But they're not doing that. They're making these guys that want to spend making some of these guys spend thousands of dollars to get the ships up to where they're useful in their ops level range. That was one of the things that we were promised. I don't know. I think as far as last year, and it's never come to pass. Like if you wanted to get the Revenant or no Reliant up to where you could use it in the op levels that you need, you would have to spend about $2,000. I spent 300 on mine, but I've hit the arc probably a lot harder than any of those guys ever would, and leveled it up. Doing all the stuff that I did, going as high as rep level or whatever. Mine is at. Well, that's the relativity. Let's find the other one. There it is. Mine is op, ops. Tier 8, and I can do an upgrade. Let's find the. Okay, so I took mine. I bought 2 packs. I unlocked it. I think I bought 2 packs for it. But the thing was that what they were supposed to make these parts in the store ops level heavy. Like if I'm a 70, um, the first pack was supposed to get it up to maybe like tier 8 or something for me. Is what they were supposed to do. That's what we were promised. Back in, I don't care about the special ship, so it doesn't affect me as much as it does. But what I did to make the game fun for me again, I went and reclaimed part of the game. It got taken away from me. But I went and took it back because there's really no there because where I'm at on my server, there's really nobody that can stop me. So what I basically did is I took the protection that some of the schemers had made between themselves um, in 6-star space, and I've taken OPC out from token. I did this after the last incursions on how bad our server just kind of laid down, and so I took that away from them, and basically told one of the guys that's trying to go into Discord and scheme behind my back, trying to vote for a bunch of new rules in his row. I just told him, hey guy, the new row is OPC anywhere, OPC anywhere. Warships are open in any space. And if you don't like that, stop my ass. Because whatever you vote on in your little Discord up there, I'm not going to comply with. And if you don't like it, now power rules this server, not a bunch of farming schemers in Discord. And that's kind of flipped the switch on this. Right now we're in a war with 4 different alliances, and I think we got 7 in total, but 3 of those are. I haven't looked today, so we're in war with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 6 alliances, and we got these 2 Roach alliance, and these are all caution or hard row. So it makes the game fun now. It wasn't, you're right. Before, when we were doing this other stuff, it got to where it wasn't. They turned this game into Star Trek's Farmville, and I took that away from them. I've been going with that for a while, but it took the last incursions to get my rest of my alliance on board with me with it. I mean, otherwise I would have had to have gone solo again for a while. But I'm pretty sure maybe part of it is because they don't want to be in the crosshairs, and because right now they're protected from me. Because I've been always kind of the enforcer from a maybe like mid from 50 on. I've been kind of the enforcer on the server. I'm sort of like the goon in the NHL. I'm not when I'm on your team, you love me, but when I'm not, you hate my guts. That's really that's the way that I kind of play this game. But okay, so we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back to the regular game. I just wanted to test this out, make sure my audio levels are right, and y'all were seeing me browse through the news on the Star Trek Fleet Command browser, right? So, I mean, today was kind of a crappy day as far as events go. We still got these Forbidden Technology thing going. We got Return of the Damn Cube again. They run this way too much now. They used to run it. I thought before they ran it just perfectly, where it was like every other uh, between arc deal. But now they're running it every time. One time they ran it twice and one break between the arcs. You can see I'm not doing. There's nothing in this. There's nothing in this store but hue shards that I can actually use. So I'm not even doing them at all. Because you can see I got 0 in the SMS. I got 0 in the other one too. Just basically because doing them or going into the store and come on, go back. Don't freeze up on me, damn it. There you go. Let's go into the store now. Going into the store. There's nothing in here I can use except for hue. And you can say I'm almost done with him, and there's better sourcing than engaging with acquiring loot that I don't need in the game anymore. Hold on just a second. Well, I did get into one combat arena tonight. We hooked up with me and 2 other 70 players. We got in a match. It took a long time for it to match us, and then we matched up with guys that were slightly higher than us, and they didn't even try. They let me take on all 3 of those guys by myself, which didn't fare too well. Did not fare too well at all. So, yeah, that pretty well sucked. But that was the only one I really had a chance to get into because I'll show you why. Let's see if there's any. Let's see if we get lucky. We probably won't. And there's nobody here now. It's been dead in this thing. I've checked it several times, and like I said, the one time that I created one, I got two 70s that were close to my level. I was still the highest one of the 3, but the other guys on the other side were, as far as the little number they put up, they were a little bit higher than all of us. I think from looking at their ships, if we would have all went after them, we could have at least scored better. I don't think we would have won, but they just let me go in there and do it myself. They didn't even come out of their stations. They left me hanging, and I ended up losing rank. I did get some loot though to spend in that store, at least. I haven't had any loot to spend in that store for 3 weeks because I haven't been able to find a squad to get into. Someone said, well, why don't you make your own? And that's the reason why I don't make my own, because you don't know the people that's coming into your thing. So I've got not even enough to make a full pool, man. That's trash. Do I even have enough to make up a card? I will tomorrow. Damn, that sucks, man. This is such a... I don't get it. It's a free mechanic. I don't get it. It's the only thing that Scopely gives you for free, that you don't have to pay for repairs, tokens to go into the stupid thing, and you can't get people to do it. It just drives me nuts. Okay, I got an upgrade of one of my guys here. Bilia. Yeah, I've been neglecting these, but I need to get those done. But these I can't do. You have to buy those too. That ain't freaking happening. I was hoping that once I purchased that pack that gave me this right here, that it would open up a way to source it in a different place, but it didn't do that. Eventually, it probably will, but these were both $100 when they came out, and they had a pack that you could get both of them for $100. So I went ahead and got that because I thought it was worth it, and it had a bunch of mats and other things in it that made it worth it. But now the only way you can upgrade it is to go into the store and purchase. They're both pretty decent artifacts too. Once they have a way to source those bad boys, I will definitely do it. Now there was a pack in here. Is this forbidden? No, that's not artifacts. Here we go. I went forbidden technology. See, they've got a deal where you can uh, tier it up. I don't know how many this buys, but how many tiers that is. But this pack ain't worth. I don't think it's worth $100 to me. If I had $100 to spend, it wouldn't be on us. I'll just see what else was in here. Fleet Commander, Con, Lorca. I'm gonna look at some. I'm looking into some of these things I haven't looked into in a long time. Yeah, most of these primes I wouldn't even at this point in the game. They wouldn't help me. Most of them. Yeah, I would like to get this one, but I can get that through. I've already got this one through the. Was either already. I did one of these through alliance tournaments. What loot does this take? Okay, that's not in the tournaments. Kind of would like to. I would kind of like to have that. I don't know if I want to pay $49 for it. Though I usually don't, unless it's a PvP one. I usually don't buy it. I think I've already gotten this one. Mirror. No, this is the ones in the mirror verse. I don't think I do have that one. If I had some extra cash, burning a hole in my, I mean, actually burning a hole, and there wasn't, because there's at least 10 things in the store I'd want before that, but that would be on the bottom part of my list of something to get. Uh, I bet y'all guys can guess what number one on my list is. Interceptor parts and crystal. Those packs. Those are number one on the list. Oh, it's already 11 o'clock. Okay, that gives us something to do. All right, let's send out a miner. So I guess Rena's is over with. They're not gonna get. I'm not gonna find another match tonight. Ah, that just that just that just defeats me, man. That you can't. I mean, I honestly I don't really care if the ranking thing wasn't in it. I wouldn't care if I lost because I'm not losing anything but rank. And the problem is I'm never going to get enough matches in to ever get to unlock Mirror Her anyway. Now, if it was more easily so I could get in more matches that way, I would definitely more caring about the ranking, but I want the loot. To me, the loot's more important right now than any of the ranking or what's going on. Oh. That is funny. Brad Pitt is ancient for F1 driver. Yeah, I actually think that's part of the story line over there that people are thinking he's too old to drive and he's trying to prove them wrong. I think that's I think that's the plot line actually from what I've seen online. Good deal. So you guys can look. You can look for me. Uh, let's see. What am I doing next Tuesday? Next Tuesday is going to be pretty early because I'm going to the Ranger game that night. So it won't be. I won't be doing a night stream next Tuesday night. Not tomorrow night. I will be on, but Tuesday night I won't because I'll be at the Ranger game until probably close to midnight. Um, one of my best friends. We usually go to the Ranger game once a year, and that's when we're going. We're going to see them play the Baltimore Orioles on next Tuesday night, and then Sunday night I'm actually going. I promised to take my 5-year-old nephew to the game for winning his championship, Little League championship. So we're gonna go together. So I'm gonna go see the Rangers twice in 1 week. It wasn't really planned that way, but uh, that's the way it's going. I'm gonna go for Sunday. I think they have a 1:30 game, and I get off work at 6 that morning, so I'm gonna have to go to sleep, take a quick nap, go to the game, come home, take him home, and then maybe I'll be able to come up stream a little bit. But Sunday's going to be hard because of I have to work that night. But I will be on, and then Monday I'll be on. I did get a I did get a notice from Twitch. They invited me to their affiliate status, so I don't know what that entails or whatever. I'm gonna have to go in there and read more about it. But so far, I've hit a milestone uh, towards the YouTube on the YouTube platform. I've also hit one now on Twitch, which is really cool. But like I said, I'm not going to go to the point. If there's any monetization that's asking to take for you guys to buy stuff or any paywall crap, you can guarantee I'm not going to uh, uh, activate that because quite frankly, I don't want you to spend money on me. If you got some extra cash, go ahead, support the game, buy you a pack, make yourself better. Because doing this is not what I'm about. If I ever do get a chance to get the 1,000 subscriber on YouTube or the ads that they're playing on my channel anyway, I get money from, then I may end up activating that. I have to look at it, what it does to me tax wise. I'm going to have to go to tax advisor anyway because I quit my job, started a new job. Um, their retirement 401k thing was really, really bad. It wasn't worth staying into, so I cashed it out, paid off my truck, and I've got the remainder of pretty much all the remainder of the money in the bank waiting for IRS at the end of the year to pay whatever extra I have to pay. They did take out regular federal withholdings from me from the amount that was in my 401k, my 410k or 401k gang. Well, I'm gonna say that wrong, but I'll ask them at that point because maybe they've dealt with somebody that's a content creator on here about the tax liabilities. If the tax liability is greater than what it's worth, then you'll not see me monetize the channel at all. Just because it's not why I'm doing it. And then if there does come a point where I think it's a doable thing where it's not going to kick me in the ass at the end of the year on taxes, I will do that, and then I'll put whatever I get into buying better equipment, maybe buying a bigger desk, adding another monitor to monitor some of the stuff that's going on. But pretty much, my computer setup is great. The microphone I got is really good. The mixer that I'm using to mix the deal, and the way that Ecamm does their audio is far leaps and bounds better than what OBS does. So that, because right now I've listened to some of it back and it sounds really good. The one thing that I'm still trying to figure out what the best way to do is to incorporate some background music or something into it. It works a lot different than OBS did. And OBS, well, actually it didn't work in OBS because what I ended up doing is just in this little mixer I used one of the input channels to play it off my iPod here. So, but it should be a way that I can do it from the computer. I can do it right now, but I've got to do it manually press. I'll show you. It'll play these 3 songs I got queued up here. It should. And you guys can tell me whether the audio level's too high or low on that. Because like I said, right now I don't have any headphones. I've got to reset that part up. If that's too loud or too not. But I do think that the audio, the way I can control it, is a lot better. And see, I've got a deal where I could actually put, if I had the sound effects on the game, I could actually open that up in this one. And I do have a deal where my interview guest, when I do that, I will be able to do that. And one of the things I have done is I'm going to make a couple of scenes where I can add an interview guest. I'm not really sure who. I've got to get somebody that's going to be cool enough to come on here and be my guinea pig. And I'm trying to think of somebody that would be interested enough for you to hear the back and forth between us. My whole idea is I would like to bring on some of the people from the Scopely side of the deal and ask them some real questions, not questions that shrill questions, like a few people do, but ask them, well, why are you doing this? This doesn't make sense. This content that you're giving us, why does Tucker have an ability for the Voyager? He was never in that series. Why did you make T'Pol a mining rare officer instead of an epic officer, like she should have been? Questions about the game, some of the mechanics of the game, some real questions, not, oh boy, thank you, Mr. Tiger. Oh, you're so great. You won't ever hear that from me. Because I think that guy is, some of the stuff that he's put in this game is unbelievable. But me and Rev had a different, I was on Rev's stream before when I was doing this because I wanted to hear his take. He did say that there is a window where the G5 scrapping is coming in, but he said it's going to be horrible. I actually don't care if it is horrible. I want to get rid of some ships. Um, just for you guys that were on last night, where I was debating whether to go ahead and tear up uh, that cozy that I made last night, I did, and also built a Rotaran. Used some faction credits and built a Rotaran so I could. Let's go into the events so you can see. You can see I won the X so the cross server solo leaderboard. I beat them, but that's what it took. It took me tearing out that. Let's go switch ships. It took me completely tearing out a Kozar. That's my third one. I've got another one. I did that on a previous one. You can see there's my original one right there. And now I've got. Let's see. They'd be right in here somewhere. Where's he at? He'd be higher than that. Where's he at? Okay, there's my new Rotaran. So I actually did this ship last week. I did this one this week, and I did this one this week as well. So that's what it, and just my normal upgrades on these ships here. So I got some weird noise coming through my speaker. Let me go ahead and kill the. I'm gonna mute it. Okay, I've got to probably put a headphone jack in here so I can listen to it. It sounded weird. I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell if it was actually. Could you hear the music? I'll have to get up my headphones on later and try to listen to it. Let's go. Let's go ahead and we got to get busy. I got sidetracked. But one of the things I am going to do is, I am going to try to see if I can. I mean, it's from I'm seeing on this. This would be the easiest streaming software to bring people on to talk about the game. And I definitely don't. If there's people that disagree with me, some stuff, I'll have no problem putting them on here. I don't want to bring a bunch of people that are going to kiss my ass either. What am I doing? I need to switch ships and not recrew it. Okay, let's go to let's go with the big boy first. We'll go into, I guess we got to go into Romulan space for that one. Okay, let's change the crew. Oh yeah, I remember something I made up. I need to do this first. Let's go in here and see. Let's see where it is on the away mission. And I think I've got like a day. May have enough to make the speed this one up and see what it gives me. I'm going to save that one. I'm going to use this 12-hour. I'm going to use it 8-hour, 4-hour, 1 hour. And then I'm going to let that one I'm not going to waste a full hour on 10 minutes. I'll let it time out. I think you're going to need 2 of these to finish the event. From what I was reading on here, and it's really not possible unless you're willing to spend money. I'm doing that one because it's not going to time out for the next one. I'm looking at the next one. This one I'm not going to be able to, unless I want to go in and buy. I do want the shards though really bad because I'm getting really close to getting Mirror Picard done. 50,000 of these would go a long ass way, and you would get, I guess you would get 100 altogether if you finished one of these. But like I said, if you're going to spend $100 to get these uh, speed ups, let's see how many speed ups we get in one of those packs. I think we looked at it yesterday. Okay, we'll go in the featured one. That's where if there's any bonus ones in there, this is where you're going to find it. And usually the bonus ones, you do get some extra stuff. So if that was the route that you were going to take, you need to look to see in here if there is a bonus pack instead of going into the regular. Okay, here's an FK. Okay, Away Team Ultra Speed Up. How many do we get? 14 days. Okay. So you would have to literally buy this to be able to finish the probably two of the things. It's enough to be able to finish the whole thing. But then, so let's see, so let's look at it big picture. So you're going to be spending $100, okay? So does that give you enough to finish the event that's going to happen today, the one happened today? And does it give you enough to, whoops, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Look at the one that has nothing in it. Okay. This is going to give you, oh, this is not even going to give you the challenger tokens. This is not even going to give you this is the thing that gives you the tokens, the main thing. Well, that sucks. So you still would be better off if the officer tokens is what you're doing this for. You would be better off going into the store maybe some featured. You'd be better off buying this pack, which you get 100,000, which is the same as that event. And then doing the ones that you can do and get like 50,000 more. Then buying that and only getting 100,000 out of it. So, yeah. So it'd be still better off to buy the pack than to do the event, because you will hit some of the milestones without doing these priority one things. So what I can do is wait for this to time out. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let this thing time out, and I'm going to just let it sit there until I guess Wednesday when I think that's when they say it's going to come back again. Let's look at the board here. See, they got a real kick in the nuts. I've got this every other day. So here's today. And then we got another one Wednesday. And then we got another one Friday. And then we got another one on Sunday. So there's literally no way anybody can do all these without going in there and buying those packs. It's just not gonna happen. You got priority one, priority one, priority one, priority one, priority one. You're just not going to do it. There's no way to, because the the length of days on these uh, away missions are too long. I think they're either 4 or 5 days for the most part. See, I could do that now, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until Wednesday to redeem this, and then I'm going to pull one of these other ones. I'll use whatever speed ups I got to be able to finish one of these other ones. That should give me one of the events. But I just got to remember not to do it. Not to wake up and, oh shit, I got one of these. Oh fuck, screwed myself up. So that's what I'm going to have to do. But I don't think doing just one of those of the four is going to give you enough to finish the event. Because I think they give you uh, two that you can not do and be able to finish the. That's what they did last time. Because I remember last day I didn't need to do either one of them, but I did it for the loot. Let's go back in the store so I could make some redemptions. Okay, so I only barely got any con. Is there anything in here that's worth using that stuff on? To me, that these are probably, if you haven't gotten these, one of these would be, I actually got two of these on the first one, and most of this one on the last one. This last one, I finished that one out, and you see I think it had 70 or something like that. I don't know how many, but you can see I've almost relinquished all the con points too. So I don't know what I'm going to use it on after I get all those done, because there's nothing in there that I don't care about any of these refits for any of my ships. I've got one on my Kretschna. I might go ahead and see what one of these costs for this, but I don't know. I hate that kind of crap. Okay, so let's see if we got a Mirror Picard pull. I don't think we do. No. And you can see that's how close I am. $100 gets you 50. So I'm not there yet, and I don't want to spend $100. I'm going to use all my Alliance tournament loot on this Mirror Picard. See if I can get them done. So what that means now is I can't make any Trillium D pulls for quite a while, because it costs so many Trillium D to upgrade one of those mirror officers. And I think Picard's going to. Tier 4 was pretty brutal, so Tier 5 is going to be even more brutal. So I might have to go a week without making any kind of. Go in here in the refinery and go into the Mirrorverse and make all these pulls. I can, but not spend anything on here where I get the officer shards and stuff. Won't be able to do it. Let's see how much I got on hand now. Yeah, I got 13,000 Trillium D right now. So I'm going to hold on to that. I'm sure it's going to be like, I don't know, it's going to be like 60,000, I bet. It's going to be rough. Because I know the Tier 4, I just got through taking care of the Tier 4, and I believe it was like 60,000 of that, or something. It was something crazy. I know that E-Data was crazy, but I don't know. See, I gotta turn this off in my head where I go, oh, we're not doing it. So I need to let that sit for an entire day. For more than that, I guess like 36 hours. I gotta leave that thing alone. Let it bug me with this little one. Let it bug me here. But yeah, that whole these cons things for the way the priority ones is a joke. If there is another way to uh, source it without buying it, y'all can clue me into it because I don't know it. Because I don't see it unless you're going to be willing to spend $400 or $500 there. I don't see any way that you could have finished all 5 of those. Is there anybody? Does anybody know how the people are finishing that event without spending $100 pop or 300 to $500 on that thing? Does anybody know how they're doing it? Because you don't. I wish you earned it in the faction store besides these little grabs, but the grabs are chance grabs. And I got a day. You saw I got one day one in one of the grabs earlier today, and that's not the norm. Usually you're getting. I think you get some. Let's find where they're at. I don't think it's in here. You don't get. You just get loot. I think it's the 2 that you can grab. It is the priority mega claim, and you've got a chance for. You don't even have a chance for a day in this one, the mega one, which this is a kind of a lame grab for what you're paying. You're using your uncommon wrath credits, and if that wasn't in there, there's no way I would use my wrath credits for that. Because these officers in this store is way more worth. To me, this is the most valuable tier in this one. I mean, I've got a lot of them tiered out, so my odds of getting uh, transporter credits probably greater in this one. But there's so many that I need officer shards. Now this one's not bad, but I have most of these guys tiered out. I the pick crew people are nice, but they're I once I get 7 to 9, get my 7 to 9. I got Sam Kirk and James Kirk and Strange New World Land. Those are the ones that I care about. Una's okay. I put her in the same category as these pick officers. They're nice. We not like to have them tiered up, but they're not prize. Like if they had left the loot the way it was, where you had to go and physically grind in a place where you're going to mostly get the ones, I would probably go with Epic, because there are officers. You got your Quinn DeMarco there. You got all your Enterprise officers. You got all these newer officers in here as well. Those to me, those are the 2 most valuable pulls. Then I would go up in that 68 system where I'm at, where I'm heavy. Used to be heavy on Epic, and then I would go into the 50 system and grind on those to get primarily uncommon. But they changed all that. Um, and they changed it better. They changed it better for the higher players, not for the lower. Because these poor cats still only get. And that's the kind of thing I don't like. People say I don't like lower players. It's really not true. It depends on what kind of lower player you're talking about. You're talking about a low player that's going to ride the coattails of the higher players his entire gameplay. Yeah, I don't like those cats. Let's find it. What am I went to the wrong way. Here we go. So if you're sub 40, say you're Reliant or even your warship, the best that you can do is below 40. And I believe even let's go in here and see. We'll go and bust one of these up. I got my Reliant here. I need to put a better crew in here than that. Um, I go ahead and stick my good crew in there. What the hell? All right, let's take Troy out and put Hugh over. All right, so let's go into the 40 system. Again, I'm at war, so if I get popped, I get popped. Don't really care. It's cheap a cheap repair. And that's the beauty of this ship. You're sending it out to die, just no matter how long. Now I've been hearing people on some of the, it's not on my channel, but other people's streams thinking this ship is going to be anything but this. It's really not, guys. It's not going to be powerful enough to do much. Some guy was talking, well, as big as the cargo hull is, I could do some OPC hunting, but even that's only 14. There's the Junker, the Relevant. They're all way bigger players than that. Let's see. I'm gonna hit 2 of these and see what we got loot wise. And you see it's all common. That's totally not fair. Because odds are the lower players are going to need those officers. I just showed you a lot more than I do. Well, I agree it should be heavy on the common, but these cats should be able to get a little slivers of the other 3. It should not be where, oh, I'm going to only get the common stuff. Look how shitty the officers are in that pool. I know it's low level. I mean, if we were year 1 in the game, people are saying, oh, well, you need those officers as a low player. Yes, you do, but you need these other officers even more because they're the ones that matter in the game. These other ones don't. I don't know if because that's a weird thing that this thing does sometimes. It does that in Texas space too with those Monavine. If you go after some of these hostiles and not just let it grind, sometimes that chaser will just sit by you. That's a glitch. It's not supposed to do that. And it sure doesn't do that to your regular ships, I can tell you that. But I've noticed it does that on a Monavine sometimes as well. If any of you guys go in there and you... so this is the only way a lower player is going to get the other rarities, is popping this, the bonus ship. And now you're going to look right here. Now suddenly I've got not very big portions of it, but I got some. That's really the only way as a low player you're going to be able to source any of that loot. And honestly, I don't think it's fair. And this is coming from a 70 guy. This is not coming from Ops 30 guy. This is coming from a 70. Because somebody who really wanted to be a serious player, and these newer players that come in who somehow decide, well, I'm going to use my novice token and go to server 74. And if they ever wanted to really have a chance to ever be relevant on the server, I want them to have that vehicle. I mean, I would advise him, like you saw me do the other guy, to go to use the novice. If he somehow got spawned here in the beginning and didn't move here, he needs to go on a lower server. That low guy I messaged the other day, he needed to go to another server, but I saw that he opted himself out of that range now, so he's screwed now. That's something if you're a brand new player. Let's go that I'll go into it. I don't remember where the novice token. I went to the wrong thing. I need to go in here. I need to go into this. Let's think it's in No, it's not in resources. I think it's in other. Let's find that novice token. I didn't know about the novice token. No one really tells you anything about all this stuff. There it is right there. So once you get to level 12, past level 12, you're stuck where you're at. Honestly, that needs to be like, I think it needs to be like level 22, because it gives you a chance to look and see, hey, does this server, do I have a chance to be relevant on the server? Do do I, or I just think they should have a one-time token that you could change servers if you wanted to, no matter what ops level you are. But with the preference, as a level 70, I can't go to the newest server that popped. I'd have to move up. I can't move down, but I can move up. Say if I wanted to move to server 10, I could do that. I could say whatever the newest server coming into the game, I couldn't go there. I can see a protection for the lower players like that, where you could get one guy decide, well, I'm going to go ahead and destroy a server. That stops that. That's not what my intention is. Like the server that I'm on right now, if I could move up to a, a higher level server where those Phoenix guys are, I would do it. Uh, I would do it in a heartbeat. But anyway, yeah, but this novice token is too low, because at level 12 you have no idea of the game by that point. You don't know whether you fit on this server, um, or what. It needs to be, I would say, maybe even level 25 before you get that first faction ship. By then you know where you're at in the game, or you should. But 12 is too low. But I did give that guy a heads up. He could have left, because where he was at in the game, do I get any more? Is there any more? I hadn't seen that thing, so my guy might be stuck. I might have to go into a different. But you can see how horrible the exchange rate is here. Like I said, it's not fair. If they were going to make it where I can go up in this, excuse me, get the 68 system and get all four rarities before. It was very heavy epic. You got an okay amount of rare, and you got very little um, uncommon. You got no common. So basically, this is where you wanted to grind for epic. This is where you wanted, either these two systems were where you wanted to grind for the rare, in either this system or this system for the uncommon. That's the way they had it set up before. But now I guess they had so many higher level people complain that they have to grind in multiple places to get what they want. They changed it from, I guess, 40 on, which I think is not fair. So people who say I don't like lower players, you can take that to the bank. I'm sticking up for you guys right now, because it's unfair that you might be the best you might be able to grind is here or even here, and you can't even get any of the other rarities that you need unless you hit the bonus ship. Because I don't know, does the attacker give you any of the other? I haven't really noticed that. Let's find the attacker and scan him. I think that's him. Nope. Where's he coming from? He flagged me. I saw or maybe he already hit me. Let's find him, and we'll scan him. Come on. Where'd you go, bro? My, I'll be Vince Rizzo. Where'd you go, bro? Oh, bro. God, that dude gets on my nerves. Okay, so let's see what the rewards are. Yeah, it's all common. That's absolutely crap. Absolutely crap. It's not fair for you guys. I'm going to say that right now. And basically, if you just unlock the relevant, you don't got any parts. I mean, even if you bought the pack, you have to buy the parts pack too, or you got a tier one, level five ship that you can't upgrade. Now, unless you go in here into the low, maybe one of the lower systems and get popped until you die a bunch of times, and then you can maybe have enough loot to do one of those pulls in there. Okay, I'm going to send this one in deeper space, and so I can actually get something I need. But I was just showing you guys that was a change that they made. They made for the higher players that they didn't make for you, and it's not really fair. I mean, I don't think you should get as much epic or whatever as the guy who can actually go up here and do it. But you should get a little bit, even if it's just 50 of each or whatever. You should get something that way it can give you a chance to pull some of those better officers out of there. Because honestly, guys, I hate the mechanic with a passion, but uh, there is no other better way in the game to get officers than this, going through this loop, just because of the pulls that you can make. And you can see I've taken Gwen DeMarco from uh, 17 of 190 to where I got her right now. Like I said, next month she'll be done, and I'll be able to work on one of these other ones. I'll probably go with I'll probably go with him next, and I think I can make a pull in the other store for him too. I think. No, 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 no. That's the other. That's not him. That's the other guy in there is the what Surin. Surin's in that deal, not this guy. So this is really one of the only places you can source this dude is in here. Is he in the? I guess he's probably in the Epic too. Let's see if he's in the Epic pool. I imagine that he is. Yeah. So these are the only two places you can get this cat is in here. And Jockum's been the easiest one of these to ever do. It takes a lot of work to do it, but I didn't have to spend any money on to tier him out. And I did it within I think the second week of the first arc. I think you guys saw me do it online. Uh, hold on, I'm gonna go check something real quick. Yeah, I got a little bit of a Dr. Pepper left. I'm gonna drink it and eat a snack. See, this is where my Reliant. That's this this system here, and I think I could actually go into that one too. Now, especially after I did the upgrade. Let's see where the attacker's coming from. Look like he's coming from down here somewhere. So let's go ahead and move him down here. He'll get hit by the attacker on the way. Can anybody help with a poly? Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Revenant. And I'll keep him in this slot. I'm going to go out and go OPC hunting here in a minute. Mining Monday after all. Okay, let's get my Armada crew. Some of them are gone. Some of them have gotten this ship that I just go. So we're going to have to improvise a little bit. Let's put some of these newer officers in here. Now I can't remember if she's good on both or just hostiles. Non-Armada, so no, I can't use her there. Is he good on both? Okay, I can put him in there. Let's see about Oseska. Okay, yeah, I can put her there too. So I'm going to put her in place of Riker here. Okay. So let's head up there. Gotta see let's see which one of my ships is less crippled from pulling. Probably gonna be this one. Let's go below deck. And put who we got, anybody we got down here. Even if I pull them off another ship, it's fine. Okay. DeMarco's gone. 7 and 9's gone, so I don't have either one of those. Who's going to help? I don't think Phil Marshall Q matters what ship he's in. Any state. We're going to put Field Marshal there. There we go. All right. What is that? Well, that's somebody doing Crenum. Probably wild card. Well, that's not poly. That's the wrong thing, dude. In the wrong space. Need to go the zigzag space. Where's zigzag space at? There we go. No, that's not it either. Did I go too far up? I guess I did. There we are. All right, let's send our Enterprise E up here for support. You guys are being pretty quiet tonight. Anything in the game that you have any questions on or whatever, fire them out. I'm just trying to kill some time. I actually need to probably send that. Gosh, I didn't send that miner out. It's going to take like 5 minutes for him to get there. I do need to check to make sure I got the right ship. No, I don't. No. Well, Yeah, I do. Oh, I need Grush in there. Dang it. Okay, let's. And he's on a away mission, so I guess I'm not mining tonight. Damn it, I didn't know. I realized I put him on one of those away missions. Damn it. I I got enough. I got enough loot to hit that. I should have waited for somebody. They do got an event right now. Also, you see that I'm scoring with my Revenant using the Chaos Tech. Problem is, it's paying Syndicate XP, which I can't use. Usually, to win this event, you need to do these. These give you the most Chaos Tech points. I was just sent my Enterprise. He's got his Enterprise Z too, so we've got two ships to guard if we get any troublemakers, and also we can put them in there to try to save the. I can put it in there to save the Armada because it probably this ship would probably least finish. I don't know if it would be able to solo one of these because I think I tried with my. I don't know if I did it with my Kretschna, but when this first went, whatever ship I had, it was the highest. Couldn't do one of these, even on the lower level. You basically had to have somebody that had one of these ships. I used to send my cube to be a meat magnet for some of these guys before they tear their uh, ships up high where they are. But both of us got 70 ones. His is, see, mine's, I think mine's, is mine higher than his? Let's see. Yeah, mine's higher than his somehow. He's been goobering out for this arc ever since they was. He spent money on the ship. I guess it's because my officers are higher than his. That kind of shocked me. Where's his Enterprise E? That's his main ship. Oh my gosh, he's got it all the way up to tier 80. Where's my Krechna? My Krechna's... Where is my Krechna at? Mine's at 82, but I don't. Mine isn't tiered up as high as his for some reason. That's interesting. His is a tier at 100. Who's he got in his below decks? I bet he's got just. I bet he's got points. I mean, just you can do that, but it's all fluff. Let's see. He's got Split Spirit. Who's that? This is Knock It Down. Okay. Whatevs. Quantum Split Stream. Where's his versus mine? Oh my gosh, he spent. I got a Tannen's Field, so he's got 100% of HMI. He's got Q's Cannon on his. X300 shroud. I got creases. So I guess mine is his probably 14%. My field is higher than his. Trying to figure out where he's getting his. Oh, he's got it stacked on. Huh. See, my Enterprise is only. Tier 11. Where's his is at? Let's see where his is at. Oh, he's got a crap ship. It's not going to help. All right, let's go ahead and do this one. Speed it up. Nobody else is showing. We need at least one other good Revenant in here. Nobody else wants to show up. We'll finish this one and just say screw them. Something I forgot. Did I go in here and do this to earlier? Yeah. I was making sure. I need to do this. Card refit bundle. I need to do both of these because this is not going to help me in the Alliance tournament because it doesn't give you any uncommon. That's where the task is for the uncommons. I've been saving these tokens from last time. They're not going to give me enough time to do this more than maybe two of them. I'd already formed my alliance, and I'm not going to be doing the perfect 150,000 on this next one. I'm just not. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna spend any money for it because it's stupid that they put it at this close together, and it's not going to be the Grand Master one that they had with it. They had the extra stuff in the. Uh, yeah, when I'm busy doing ARC events, they're up here doing these when these are not even in the events all fucking day, all day. And then when me and him want to do them, there nobody wants to do them. Yeah, I mean that's one thing I. Where did I get all these PvP? Oh, that was some kind of glitch there. Like, where did I hit 35 players? I haven't been on that much today. unless my Kretschnell, really, unless my Kretschnell left the station while I was offline and did its own work, I don't know how it would have got 35 kills. Because that's to get 35 kills in the drops, you would probably have to do 100 or 80 kills to be able to reach that, you know? Because you don't get a kill, you don't get a drop box for every kill. Oh, let's get this loot bonus. Why not? We probably need to fly back now. We're way OPC now. Maybe a good prize for somebody. Let's bring it back. We'll come right back. We would be definitely a good prize. Yeah, that'd been too big of a target. Being that much OPC after hitting the loot one. All right, let's go right back here. We'll go with the 56 system. I like to change it up and not go on the exact same system. Every time makes me too predictable. But I score the best in these three. So I'm gonna try to alternate from that. I killed this one I actually do the best in because I could kill more here but I get less loot. I get this is kind of the optimization of loot and kills. And this one gives me the most loot. But let's go back up there. He's gonna start these. We'll see how good it does. If I'm not gonna waste I'm not gonna waste well, today's not Monday. Today's Monday. I was going to send my Sorrentos up there maybe and boost us. And I don't want to, honestly, uh, I don't want to waste my max fortification for this. I like to use my max fortification on my Krenum or something that's hard for me to do. The loot in this little loop is okay. I want to use the word okay in the most mild terms of okay. Like that was kind of a negative thing I would say to those guys if they were goobering out on these because if I don't have anything better to do, then they're okay to do. I mean, they do give you good payoffs, but I don't. Be honest with you, I'm not the biggest fan of this loop. But I'll be completely honest for you guys who haven't done it yet. It's really easy to upgrade that ship. Oh, there it is. He's coming from probably right there. So let's take it back. So I want to take it as close to where they're spawning in so it doesn't take as long so we can get more of these done. Okay, so to be real, that's That's the honest truth. Is I don't see a real value. I don't see a ton of value in this loop. It's okay. It's, I wouldn't say that. So there's some of them are worth a waste of your time. This one's not a waste of your time, but to me, it's not worth goober. See, I need these solos worse than I do the polys. I still got a decent amount of loop there, but the polys are the solos in here are the hardest. That's the hardest one to keep a refinery part to keep done. I'll go through up here later on. I'll go up here and just knock them off one after the other until I don't have any more directives left. Then I'll be good for a few days. And let's see what is the cooldown on that thing that gives you new ones. Cooldown, because I just pulled it 6 days, so I just pulled it and got 1,500 directives because I used them all the other night. I think I might have been on stream when I did it. Okay, good. I'll get in 49 minutes. Be able to score in that event again. But I'm gonna have to, after we do these, I'm gonna have to come right back in here and do the solo ones because I don't have enough to loot. The loot is incredibly high to make a pull in here. I don't have enough, even at 7 million. I'm actually doing it more for this guy because he wants to do them than when I need them. In fact, I should be doing these instead. And I can solo those very easily. I could actually do it when it was like, I think it was level maybe 2 tiers down. I was able to come up here and do it. Now, but I had to go back and forth. I'm not lying here. This one I can knock off 15 and have enough hull left over. I just wish they had more in the refinery. If they had more in the refinery, you'd see me engaged in it a lot harder than what I do. I mean, the mats and all that stuff is really, really good, but you really don't have to engage in the actual mechanic that hard to keep that going. But yeah, they kind of ruined, I'm gonna say they ruined the game, but who's this? This wild card? Or no, it's numerous. He came up and brought his Titan up here. Here comes somebody. That might be another rev. We got this then. We got this. We should have it at least. Because we almost killed it by ourselves the last time. Yeah. Did it kill him? That did. Oh, he's gonna do another one. He start that one? He sure did. Well, I'll let them do it. I'm not gonna waste directives. I'll be right back. Okay. I'll start my next one. Just checking my loot status on this. Go ahead and start one. Fuck. He start another one too? No. We don't got much of the fortification left, so I'm going to go ahead and, as soon as he pops in here, I'm going to start speed it up. He's going to go repair. Problem is our fortification is going to be gone. Since he's going to do it, so am I. I'm going to go ahead and pull the box. I don't like to do it when I've got the remnant out, but I want to see how much of this other loot I got. I thought they were spawning from right up here, where this guy's. Where's he spawning from? I don't even see it. Well, there he is. Don't know where he came from. He did another max fortification. He in there? Okay, making sure. See, this is where on that chaos tech. This is where I think I got chaos tech in here. Manage. No, I don't. Okay, I need to go back down, repair, and come back. Is that me or him? I need to put a chaos tech in there. That's why I'm not scoring big. We'll switch one of those. Those are cheap enough to switch out. So now you start watching this. You can see where I'm at here in the deal. I'm still not getting any epic. I'm still getting these 3, but no epic. Yeah, I can go take my crash and I can go up into that 68 and get tons of epic, but if this is a level play where I could do, I should be getting a tiny sliver of epic epic loot too. If they do that for the bigger players, I should do that for the little players too. That's actually boo crap, in my opinion. Bull crap. Okay, let's go manage. Let's go ahead and put one of these in here. Did I ever unlock this? No. Okay, let's find Armada one. I think that's Armadas. Against players, no, that's a PvP one. Which one is the Armada one? Civil, hostile. What is this one? No, that's not for that one. How about this interphasic mirror? Okay, we'll use that one. Well, can we upgrade it? Yeah, we can. You don't have much of one in much of anything in it, but let's go ahead and use it. What the hell? Yeah, we'll have to fix it. They had that chaos tech one too much. I'm gonna have that's gonna have to be a priority of leveling that one up. I've been doing all PvP ones, the only ones I really care about, but this one make this one a bit easier. Let's look and see if there's any loot ships in here yet. Let's look for that 60 ship. Nope. I'm surprised he didn't speed it up. It didn't even show it on there, did it, guys? Did it? God almighty, that took me up 10 spots when I put that Chaos Tech in there. So that tells Joe he needs to wait before he goes and do these solo armadas. 50 minutes so we can. What is that? Is that his Enterprise? Yeah. I need to wait at least an hour before I come up here and do those solo armadas. Even though I got that'll be ready for that one to pull. I'll just have to come up here and do them and then pull them. How many guys are online now? I guess I got a few people. Y'all are being quiet tonight, man. I liked it when y'all talk because it gives me something to help you guys content wise. I know today's a pretty slow day. It's a kind of another Borg cube event, few days, and then we're gonna start the alliance tournaments again in 2 days, and then I won't be surprised tomorrow if we don't have the invasions. No one said anything about it, but usually they don't. I wouldn't be surprised that at event reset we're going to have the invasions come in. They're going to because they kind of screwed everything up with uh they kind of screwed everything up with alliance tournaments that I bet they just try to cram as much crap in here as possible. Yeah, what I've been drinking, I just got through drinking was that Simply strawberry. I've been using that, then using some Carnation sweet evaporated milk in it. Kind of gives me something close to the old Orange Julius, Strawberry Julius. The only thing it doesn't have is like the strawberry seeds or whatever in it because they put real strawberries in it instead of the strawberry juice. And it doesn't have the ice in it. It's not as cold, but has the exact same flavor almost. Really good, man. I've been like tomorrow I'm gonna try an orange one. When I go to the store tomorrow, I'm gonna buy a strawberry and orange, simply orange one, and see if it matches the orange Julius. I heard they're still around in other parts of the country. I wish they would have never left Dallas, which is weird because there's tons of Dairy Queens here, and Dairy Queen owns them. They had them here. They were serving them at Dairy Queen here for I don't know 5 6 years, and then they just stopped one day. Because I went over there to the place I used to buy it every time I went to Lake Fork and fish. I'd go grab me a either an orange or strawberry Julius, and on the way on my for my drive back home, and uh, kind of blows that I don't have no orange Julius no more. You know what I'm saying? It really does. But I heard that one of the longest mall recipients that's still doing it at the mall. The owner of it passed away, and his kids don't want to carry on with it, so they're closing that shop down in the mall. And I think it was like might have been one of the last mall centered Orange Julius left. Man, those suckers made the best hot chili dogs in the world. I went to Dairy Queen the other day. I ate a chili dog. It didn't. For some reason, it doesn't match up to the old Orange Julius. I mean, that was their food was good too. That was the thing about it as well. It wasn't just. I mean, the Orange Julius itself was awesome, but their food was not bad. I used to eat their food there too. I used to go there and get me either orange one while I'm eating or a uh, strawberry. Then I would get the other one for the road. God, that was so good back in the days, man. I miss that. There are about 5 restaurant chains that are no longer here in Dallas anymore. That I miss Boston Market. I miss Black Eyed Pea. There was a place that's guy that started the Black Eyed Pea branched out. He sold the Black Eyed Pea to some restaurant group and started another one called Good Eats. Was actually better than Black Eyed Pea. Used to eat there all the time, man. There was nothing on that menu that wasn't good. Their steak was pretty damn awesome, and okay, all right. So he's gonna do one more. Okay, I'll go ahead and hit it. God, it's probably time to pull this one back. He's being impatient tonight. I was hoping we could get some more people in the thing, actually. But if he's going to want us to speed everyone, he's going to do another one. Well, I'll do it. I'm not going to use it anymore. I want to do some solos. He usually gets mad at me when I speed it up too fast. So I'm kind of wondering what's. Oh, you know what? He's worried about losing out on the chaos tech thing. I'm sure the dude's got to be. He's got to be have this. I'm sure he's got to have this tiered out. There's nothing to win there. Literally, there's nothing for either one of us to win. Why is he? That's what he's goobering out on. Is that uh, where's it at? Let's see where he's ranked. He's probably number one. Always trying to catch him. What's funny? All these guys. At least I know these three guys are gonna have all. They're gonna be like me, where this doesn't matter to us. We got it tiered out. Someone said that it triggers over, but I think wouldn't it be better for us to let the lower guys that are trying to get to where we're at have this damn Syndicate XP and us not? You know what I'm saying? I mean, because yeah, this doesn't do anything for me. They need to do something about that. Where if we're maxed out, they give us some other prize, and they can do that. They're doing it right now with the syndicate event. They could do the same thing on all these things. Where if you're at ops, if you're at syndicate level 55 or higher, there's another event for you. They could do it. But I see what the deal is. That's why he's wanting to speed them up as much as possible so they can. I know that he is. He hits those events too hard. He would have got there before I did. But see, that guy's got to have. He's got to win. He actually engages with the Apex crap. I see him doing those armadas with the low players because he's got to win these things. You know what I'm saying? For once, we need to let people that's going to actually help. I basically will score in it not because I really want to, because it's what I need to do in the damn game is actually going to score points for me. But now we're going to go up here and do some solos because I need the loot, not for the event. Okay, now let's go back. We're going to go back in a different system. We're not going to be predictable and go right back into this 56. What I'm hoping this will do is give me enough drops to do another mission. Let's go in. Well, I'm in the wrong thing. Uh, but yeah, I guess some people would like to be the king of nothing. Oh, I had to say something, man, because it was just he was going hard at that, trying to beat that one dude out for nothing, man. Save your effort for something that matters. He's gonna go if it's like I said, invasions tomorrow. That sucker's gonna go hard as shit. And I know he's like me. He's got loot he can't spend. You know, he's got tons of it. If I got tons of it, so does he. You know, he goes up there with 2 ships. There's a possibility he has more loot than I do. I'm not gonna like tomorrow. I'm not gonna if they do invasions. I'm gonna set it out. I'll just make pulls out of that scrap deal, and I'm not gonna engage with the rest of it until they shorten the scrap redeem. I'm just not gonna. I don't care if my server wins it or not. Just don't. Don't need it for Gwen DeMarco shards anymore. One time that was the only place you could actually get her. But I'm tired of me, him, and about four other guys doing all the heavy lifting for the whole server. The rest of these guys will go up here and finish the SMS and they're done. I'm not even going to do that tomorrow because it's Syndicate XP. You know, it's Syndicate XP, and then you have a leaderboard event that I've got to beat a guy like that out to be able to get any real payoff. So it's not worth the effort. Now, if they would do what we were kind of, I won't say we were promised. He said he would try to do it. I'll give Hamster that much on it. He said he would try. He didn't say that it was a must, but his try wasn't good enough. We're still got a 24-hour, I guess 22-hour pull on that, and we all have way too much loot to ever spend it all with that type of cooldown on it. Now, if they had a 4 or 8 hour one, and we could get rid of some of that loot, then yeah, I might be more likely to engage with it to keep my loot count up. But I could probably go 2 years without ever doing one of those invasion hostels and just make the scrap pulls of the 20 billion of that scrap I've got. So I'm not engaging with it until they lower the scrap deal like they were. At least Hampshire said he was going to try. I'm not going to say he was promised. Now, like I said, I was promised in the very first CEO VIP chat thing last July that we would have scrapping. And somebody else did a follow-up question: can we get scrapping for these gimmick ships that we no longer need? And he said that's where the guy said he would try to get that into it as well. But he did promise me straight out that we'd get 5G, and it was coming soon. So coming soon to him is like a year later. So from talking to Rev on his stream today, he said it's coming. So he sees it somewhere in their road path before they knocked him off of the content creator wing. So it's got to be, I would say they don't probably give those guys more than a couple of months leeway. So I'm thinking it's going to happen either next arc or the arc after that they're going to put the scrapping in. Because I don't think they would give them more than a couple of arcs ahead view of what's coming in the game. So hopefully they can. And like I said, I've got a lot of ships that I need to scrap. But I'm going to keep. I'll show you this. I'll show you while that's doing its thing. Did I get up there? Okay, yeah. We're going to go up here and do some solos. Okay, here's a solo. I need the solo for the loot. I'm not doing it for the event. It's just sometimes when you, like the old what was it? What was that event called that was similar to this one that we got with damage dealer, or what was it? It was called something else originally. And man, we had some guys that were on my servers back server 75. I would make those guys go crazy because I would go up into faction space. Sometimes the faction hostiles didn't score high in it, but anytime they did, that everybody in the server was chasing me, even though I didn't care if I won or lost. So it made it funny. You know what I'm saying? Made it funny because I'm doing something that I was gonna do anyway, and they're having to chase hard to try to catch me. Oh gosh, I used to laugh at that. And there was be one of these. There was a one guy that used to be our admiral. He was, I'm coming for you, Spade. And I'd let him get close, and then I would go up there and start grinding again and put him away. I didn't care, but when he would say crap like that in the deal, I would go because I could grind in higher systems than he could. Right, he was about the same level, as far as a ops level, maybe sometimes even a ops level higher than me. But I knew how to crew my ships a little bit better than him. And when we were on opposite sides, I made some good fights. Because he's a decent crewer. I'm not going to say he sucks. That would be a lie. He was a good adversary. There was another guy that's right now our one of our allies that was a good adversary too. And that's how I looked at him. I didn't dislike either of them. Well, the one guy I did for a little while because he blew up our alliance the way it was. So I did have some animosity against him for a little bit. But I think it was the one when we had or the Mirrorverse, and I came back into this alliance again that I'm in now. Before I left again, we kind of buried the hatchet there, and I'm glad that we did. And the thing that we got crossways is that he would make decisions for the entire alliance without putting any kind of vote in or what. And they were like, "Oh, we're going to drop row type of decisions. We're not going to use any row because I want to make the server have to merge faster," which didn't work. Ended up complete. I ended up leaving over that because I'm like, man, I'm not. You're not going to make a decision for me like that without me having any input. I left, and so did the guy that's the admiral now of this one. We went to the rivals, and we crushed them. We made them lose their territory. And then they had to ask the guy was the admiral of the alliance that we were in if they could have territory back. That's how low he sunk. And that's what we should have done to the I guess it was still the alliance group that I was talking about that we went to. We should have made them do the same because that was the terms he got when he went that way. That's what we should have gave them the same terms. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't do that. They let them off soft for interfering with our war with these other alliances. They let them off soft. Because what he was trying to do, they did this thing on this when we merged. It was right after, right before one of those territory resets. So we had a full territory reset. We had like a coalition with uh, the three biggest alliances on our server with the biggest alliance on server 75. And the guy that was telling you about they should have made get bumped out of his leadership role, and now the alliance that um, he had a falling out with uh, the 74 alliance, and we had a break off. It was one alliance for this alliance and the biggest alliance on 74 broke off the coalition. And then when the coalition, uh, they added a few lower ones, about every lower farming alliance on the server, and they made a backroom deal with this alliance. So he left the biggest alliance on 75 hanging, and what part of that I think triggered it is because the biggest player on 75, I'm on 74, quit the game because he couldn't outspin the guy I was telling you about a couple of streams ago that's really sick now, that jumped up to 70 within the first couple of months of He one of the guys that spent six figures in the game that Reb was talking about. I would definitely say that guy's on the list. Um, he right now he has an aggressive form of cancer, which both killed his father and his mother, no, his father and his sister within 3 months apart. And he's kind of really kind of walked away from the game. His account's there and everything, and he comes on every once in a while and plays for a couple days here and there, and then he shields back up again. But that's a kind of a sad story, even though we had our differences at one time. Uh, I don't think it was ever personal between me and him, but when we were lower players, yeah, when me and my buddy that I used to hang with at night, we used to torment him and about two other big players on our server because they were stuck. They were ops stuck. As before the ascension to 4-star space. They were like ops 69s and we were like ops 35s, and we were whipping their ass left and right. And they didn't really like that. Yeah, we would have a contest seeing how much we could make them spend in cloak juice in a night. That was one of me and Rod's favorite things to do. Yeah, I'll be sitting there playing, and I would get no explanation, just a set of coordination chords from him, and I knew, okay, here's some here's some hijinks about to trigger. And we spend 3 hours fighting these dudes back and forth. Oh my gosh, that was so fun. Oh, I miss those days, man. I really do. And like I said, I was not even on the radar being one of the higher tiered players in the game. I was probably top 20, maybe top 15 at the most. It was all crewing back in those days. I mean, you could beat an Ops 39 player pretty easily if they didn't know how to play the game, didn't do research, didn't would buy ships and not tear them up very high. And there were so many credit card cowboys, man, back in those days. Most of them are gone now, but because they couldn't keep up when the game expanded quickly, and they couldn't outspend their uh, what level that they perceived themselves to be on. They couldn't do it. Bob did, but the rest of them didn't. I can give you about 10 names that were on 75 that uh, tried to spin their power away. But there was a bunch of us. Even the Admiral guy was telling you before. We were kind of a group that we spent some money in the game, but but we earned most of the stuff that we had, and that's the best combination. Is to spend a little bit of money and earn as much stuff as you can. Don't get the credit card out and automatically buy everything, because it'll make you weak in the long run, because it'll spread you out too thin. I mean, there's some guys that have spent an insane amount of money, and they can kind of prove me wrong on that. But I'm just telling you from my perspective as a player that I got where I was at by raiding, hunting OPC, uh, earning faction credits, earning my own rep, not spending money on blueprints on my faction ships. And there's been several of these gimmick ships that I've done, like the free to play players, where I went out and said this one doesn't seem like it's worth anything. Defiant was one of them. This ship right here was one of them. Uh, the Relativity is another one of them. Okay, we got a good amount of loot. So we should be good and this good to make that. I should have waited a little bit longer, but like I said, I don't really care what I scored in that uh, continuum. Okay, we can make pulls now. And this is a full pull. This is about what you get. See, I don't understand why I'm still getting parts. I'm done with it. Someone says, well, that's if you got a second one. Why in the heck would you want to? And far as the mats go, these are crappy. Um, I got a, let's see, one, two, maybe one, really one good speed up out of it. So I don't see why these guys goober out on this. Now, these are not bad, these chest pulls, right? This is where I get anything that I need. So you notice I got, there's my uncommon. I was gonna say I didn't get any. I got 400, 480 of this. See, now the content creators convinced them that we needed, that us 6G players needed this 4G and 5G, which we don't. I wish that what they would have done is increase the amount of 6G that I got from this pool, you know, instead of the other stuff, because I don't need it. But I heard DJs talk, oh yeah, I made sure that they put 5G and 4G in the pools for 6G players. That shows you he ain't a very smart player in this game. There is literally I have no use for. Now, I'll take that back. Once I get the scrapping done, you'll see me make more 5G ships. But right now, there's no use in the game for it. It becomes a little bit more valuable when that is a player. But right now, it's not a player. I'm just stacking up useless mats, or useless mats that I can't use. I need to look. I've meant to look to see if there's anybody in this pool that I need anymore. I'm not stuck. I got an outside chance to pull 7 and 9, so I guess I got to do it. But once I get 7 and 9 uh, tiered up, I'll never have to make this pull again because I've got all these other officers are all done. Well, I take that back. I got E Picard, E Riker. I guess until those guys are done, but the odds are I don't get E3 of those. And this one here, there's not many of these artifacts that that won't just give me that artifact. This is a decent pull. This is always a pretty decent pull every time. That's not bad. Got a few rare. Got some of that. Didn't get any crystal, which was what I needed. Got some Klingon and some Romulan. Got 4 speed ups, which isn't bad. That's not a bad pull right there. Okay, now you can see my pain. Okay, I've got all these. Let's go. It doesn't let me. It doesn't show it. Okay, let's go into. I guess it will here. You can see I got 2.2 showing. I got a lot more below. I'd make this exchange for 24 trillion nets me that. Now the guy, one of the viewers that put a question about 5G, 6G players quitting. It's stuff like this. This is a totally ridiculous pull. But I don't have any way to spend this other loot. So it's kind of like, okay, I'll go ahead and do it. Okay, let's see what else we got here. got this. Even though there's nothing in here I'm going to get it's worth anything. And again, I'm making this pool so I can get rid of, because I think once you max these out, they'll go away. Because there was a lot more of them in here. I just have been pulling them, trying to get rid of them. Hopefully this will be empty in the near future. Okay, resources, I don't pull these anymore. And I lost a set of them when I did that Franklin E. So, and I basically did that only to get JLo shards from it. Rest of that, none of that other stuff in there I needed. The same here. This is all G5 parts. If I wanted G5 parts bad, I could just go in here and start redeeming one of the 18,000s of these I got, you know. But like I said, I wished I wish they had a guy that was, I wish I could be on some kind of advisory board for the whoever makes the uh, arcs where I could give them from a real player's perspective, not a shrill who's wanting to kiss Scopely's ass, but uh, somebody that actually plays the game and can look at what they're doing and say, that's not going to help anybody. That's a stupid arc. That's a stupid mechanic. Somebody that can stand up for us who are playing the game, who could look at stuff and see whether is that juice worth a squeeze. I mean, the thing that, okay, I'll give Mr. Tiger this. This is probably, like I've said, you've heard me say more than once. This is one of the best. This is one of the best stores for officer acquirement that's in the game, but it's what you have to do to get those parts. Instead, what Mr. Tiger should have done for this is make one loot, but it just varies in what, and then you can come in here and it uses the same loot in all these uh, boxes. Then you can exchange it for the loot that you want, and that even goes for this one too. These boxes for, where's it at? These boxes for the champion and whatever, you could do them for these missions. You know, you pull one of these missions to do this. I do have enough for a mission now. So let's go and do this. Defeat John's champions. Oh, I picked the wrong ship. That one's gonna die. That's the one ship that I had. That's the one ship I had in dock that couldn't kill it. Okay. Luckily, it's cheap to repair. We're going to put a PvP crew and send this one out OPC hunting here in a second. We're going to... What is it? Woof. What's going on? Oh, he's raiding her? Or is he getting raided? Who's getting raided? Okay. Not very long. If he's raiding she's raiding one of my guys, she's about to get the whip, the reverse on her. I'm about to smack her freaking base. Oh, he's going to beat me to her. Dang it. He is going to beat me to her. I think. Now she's bubbled up. Oh, he's going to get her ship too. Oh, well. Who's she raiding? What level, ops level is this guy? He's the same ops level as her. How much has he got? That would be a lot for most servers. That's not. I mean, that's an okay base right there. But I can tell you, when I was in Ops 50 levels, I never had a trillion in resources that showing like that. I never, especially didn't have 8. It's got like, this Holmes has got like, oh, let's go ahead and say 9. We'll add that together. He's got about 15, 18, say 18.5 trillion worth of resource. I never had that at Ops 56. I doubt I ever had a trillion of any of those showing. I always spent it for the upgrades as soon as I got it. That's how high the economy is in this on this server. That's why I kind of laugh when people are sky is falling that we're going to merge. We're going to merge. We're not going to merge anytime soon. We spend too much money. I'll just for a fact. Let's go in and look at this last event that we were talking about. Okay, this was a good for people who need to tier him up. Quasi's a really good officer. He's got purposes both PvE and PvE. He's not quite as good as Gwen DeMarco, but he's like right below her. 400 of these is 100 elite. I mean 100 epic shards in that store, and then about 225 of the rare. So this was worth shooting for. That's why I went hard on it. This didn't really help. This just gets me closer on Quasi because I'm on the last tier on him. I think it's 800 for the last one. So that one just got me like an eighth of the way closer. But this is what the prize was right here. And you can look on our server. We'll just look at the top 10. We got the first 3. So out of the first 10, the other server was only able to get 10th, 9th, and 4th. The rest of those were all ours. And it probably doesn't get any better when you go down either, but look at what it took to win. It took slightly over what he had, but so somebody to beat me, they had to go 425 million in points. So that really shows you how much this server spends on engages in these events. That's the 2 things that one of the high level guys at Scopely told me when we were getting rumor after rumor that we were getting merged, and we weren't even on the radar at the time. And I went back to that same person and asked them about 2 months ago, was we, because everybody was saying, oh, we're going to merge with X. And I said, no, I don't think we're not there. In fact, I believe that we merged with 74 because they needed a merge more than what we did, and we were the closest match to them. Got me some more strawberry juice. Yeah, again, I want to thank all you guys on both platforms. You helped me hit a couple of milestones on both platforms, and I thank you for both of those. Like I said, I'm not sure what this affiliate part where I'm at. I know there's different levels of it. Um, I'm kind of thinking I hit the same type of uh, milestone over there like I did on YouTube, where I could open up the monetization for you guys to pay me, and not for the either the platforms to pay me yet. Um, and again, that's not something I'm going to do. It's personally, it's not. I don't think it's worth it. And like I said, I'd rather you guys spend a pack to help your game instead of spending $100 to help me. I'm never going to make this kind of my gig. I got a good job, so I don't. I'll take YouTube's money. I'll take Twitch's money, but I'm not really interested in taking your money. And that's basically what YouTube unlocked for me, where I could put a bunch of paywalls up for you guys, and that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen because I hate that myself when I see one of these guys. They'll put a bunch of material, then well, if you want to see how we did this, you're going to have to go to our Patreon, or you have to buy a membership here on YouTube, or you're going to have to do this or that. Oh, that's not going to happen here. That is not going to happen on this stream. All right, let's get the guys I need. PvE crew. Oh, I've got Janeway on. So I'm going to have to go back to the old OG one, the one I was using before. I'm going to have to go to Sam Kirk. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put Pike there. That'll help me. And then go group. That'll get me there faster. So we're going to go James Kirk, Sam Kirk, and it's almost as good as PVE crew as the other one. All my other guys are gone. Oh, shoot. I don't have really good PVE. They're all in that. They're all in the Reliant. Okay, so we're going to go lower deck and see if there's anybody we can scavenge in there. We'll put Savick in here. Over probably Badgie. Well, what is about Scotty? What does he do below deck? Okay, we'll put him down there. Okay, let's go on. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's see, is Mariner available? We'll switch her out for Mariner. I like Mariner a little bit better on PVE than I do. I mean, Tendy. I like Tendy a little bit better for something like this than Mariner. But Mariner's not a bad choice if you don't have another, a really good PVE officer for hostiles. So let's go up here and we'll hit that. We're wrong. That's not the right Romulan space. Here we go. We're going to do Rom first. Let's see what kind of damage we get taking. I don't have as good of lower deck crew as I could. Yeah, I don't even see any 71s in here right now. That's the thing. Those are the ones that really score for you for this. I get there's one more 70 in here, but where are we at? Let's go in that other system and see what's up over there. Maybe there's some 71s in. 70s and the 71s are the only one that score for me. That 69 I popped, I got for just for loot. Because I still had room in my cube for some. That's why you don't see me use the beam as much as I used to. When 69's counted, I use that beam all the time. Even when I didn't have cargo space because it counted. They don't count anymore, so they don't. You can see I only have barely any cargo space left. That's the one thing this ship is low on. This thing is so big, you can't tell me the cargo bay on a Borg ship isn't bigger than that. Okay, there we got a 71 right there. Let's go get it. Yeah, there's not a lot of 70s in here. There's another 71 over there. Let's go get it. And then we'll get this 70 right here. I don't have the effect on. I could probably do that, but they move so fast in here, it's kind of hurts you more than it helps you sometimes. Is it stuck? Well, how could it be stuck? I only put one in this queue in the hopper. You have to kind of watch that. That's a bug in the stupid artifact that it'll bug up on you. Okay, we got that one. Let's beam that one. Let's find another. There's another. I saw a couple more 70s in here. Let's go ahead and get this. We'll go ahead and get this one. This one will probably be closer to it. Is that the one? Yeah, that's the one we beamed to. We won't go for that one. There we go. Okay, we'll go over here next. And then we'll go over here on this one. And there's one there. There's one there. And usually it takes 2 trips to clear one of these, and this is probably going to be more like the norm. So what I'm going to do next, I'm going to pop into fed space and do the same thing over there. Instead of trying to hope that this one spawns back out with a bunch of these in here. But here's 271s. I think that's the way I'm going to do it for now. I'm going to go hit all 3 of them once, and that should be enough to clear all 3 of them. I don't see an Explorer 70 anywhere. If I have time, I'll come back and get that 71. Because the battleships take 3 shots. They don't take 1 shot. Now, let's wait. We're going to do something different. There's a 71 that just popped. Let's grab that one. Or that's a 70, I mean. I thought I was hitting the 71. Oh, I hit the 69 by accident. Okay, there's a 71 over here. We'll get that one next. If I don't die from the hazard. I don't think I'm going to be in here long enough to do it, but hell. Okay, let's see. I'm probably going to die from the... Yeah. Okay, I did get 7. Did get 7 boxes. Let's see what it is. Faction. Well, that is weird. I held 20 of them. I thought it was 50 like the other ones. Let's see, do we still have anything in here? Okay, so we're gonna hit Federation space next. I swear you guys are being really quiet tonight. I don't know what's up, man. What's up? I know my commentary can't be that good that y'all don't have some kind of questions that y'all would like to know or something, you know. Because I'm just rattling, man. Because y'all are not asking questions tonight for once. Usually that hasn't been a problem here lately. This was loaded with 70s. I think I'm gonna pop that one with the beam here. Because it spawned after I already had made that little run with them. That might be a good second candidate right there. That one that spawned after I. Okay, one more hit, and it should be timed out enough because it took a little bit longer to build it up. But will I have any room for the loot? Which I won't. It'll be just for points. Okay, so let's pick these. Here's a 71 down here. 70 back up here. I might get a good portion of the Fed done up here. Won't need that much in Klingon. Or not Fed, but Romulan. Usually Romulan doesn't get any love, but I think this is the way to do it from now on. Oh my gosh, there's like two in a row up here. Let's see, is any of these, do we have any more explorers? Okay, I want to undo this because I don't want to come back. I want to go up here and get these two. We can make it come back later for that one. Okay, I want to hit this interceptor, see how long it will take it to see if I can kill it in 2 blasts. Yeah, I had a guy try to use his cube beam on my Kretschna in wave defense today. It did nothing. I don't know what he was thinking. Okay, let's see if it's got. Let's see if that's enough to kill it. Yeah, okay, I can do interceptors too now. I knew I could do uh I know you can't do battleships because I've recently tried them. It takes three shots to kill one. Okay, what's going on here? There's a 71 up here. There's another 71 up there. Let's see which ones I got. I got that one. Said 3 on here. Thought I had more in the queue than that. So like I'm 9th in that Chaos Tech right now, and I'm not even trying for it. I want to get a bunch of Syndicate XP I can't use. That's gonna suck. Yeah, I just want to hit it because I'm not gonna have time in here to wait for it to the beam to get it. Should blow up any time now. I don't see another 70 ship in here. Oh, here's one. I doubt I'll get to it. Yeah. Here, repair. Now let's go in Klingon. And that should finish both Fed and... I never had to go in another system with that one. That was a good system there. Oh crap, let's see. I screwed up there, and I don't want to go all the way out again. Alright, this will be easier. Getting to Klingon spaces is easier. So usually, if I was going to do that, it takes me 2 jumps to really do two factions, but now doing 3 jumps, I'll be able to do all 3, like I just did. Because I'm not going to need a whole bunch to finish those last 2. It may still require me to go in both systems like that first time. Because it's kind of light in here as far as the 70 ships go. Let's wait. I'm going to do this one instead. Go back. Let's head to break it. I can see those 2 right there. This is not bad with not my best crew going through here doing this. Yeah, I think I'm done already. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the run though. At least maybe be able to get my full with loot yet. Yeah. Yeah, I'm full with loot. So popping this I want to pop it and get rid of my deal, but it's not going to help me in the as far as getting loot. Might be done. Let's see. Okay. Well, I thought that would finish me. Oh, I do the freebooters and I'm done. Okay, let's do that. Let's get back. Should just let it die, but faster. Dang, I am full of loot here. I'm gonna let this one hit me. Then we're going back. I hadn't been paying attention to it. Oh, let's get rid of this. Get out of here before repair. You won't come back. Yeah, Reb was like, so yeah, this ship has been meant to be hit OPC. You can get your valuable drops here and give your buddy, some other poor guy, a chance to get those loot. And I say, why don't you just do both, man? All right, let's see if we got enough to do another mission. If we do another mission, well, I think we'll have enough loot to do one of those researches we want to do in there. All right, let's go. We're in augment. Where am I at? Okay, let it go. So I could probably let it go up there one more time and I'll have enough for another mission. I think the ship is only good for what we're seeing right here. Do I think it's worth paying the money for what I did for it? I don't know. I don't know where where I'm at as a player. That probably not. Does it help a little bit? Yeah. But if you guys are on the fence on whether you should get it from in here, I would. That's how I would do it if I was headed. Especially if I knew they weren't going to sell me any parts to even help me get it, like the tier 2 or tier 3 from the get go. And then I could have gotten the day one packs elevated to my ops level where I could have taken it to where I got it now with one pack. Then I would have been really happy with it. But the fact that when the day one unlock and the didn't have any parts in it at all. It was just basically some mats, a little bit of stuff with the blueprints, and that's it. And that, unfortunately, that's becoming the new norm. They did the same thing with the Junker. I'm not sure if they did the same thing with the Relativity and the Relevant. I don't know, whatever. However, they got too many R ones. Um, I'm not sure with those two ships, but I know the Junker, the Section 31, whatever they call it, but didn't have parts either. You had to buy those. And I basically I'd listened to one of the content creators who said that refinery was gonna be awesome. I found out it was more like the Gorn one, where, like I was talking about when I made the pull, it's got a bunch of parts of ships that parts I don't need, like this 5 and 4 star. If it would been gave us more of the parts that we need when in the 6G, then taking it up to tier 6, like they were saying that you needed to do to start seeing the. I would have not done. I wouldn't have done it if I would have known that that was how the because it didn't open. You didn't see any of that until after it opened up. If I had a do over, I'd have waited until I saw somebody go through it online, and if I would have saw what I saw there, I don't think I would have bought it. I would have waited until I could pull it free, and or not free, but go in there using loot to buy the blueprints to tear it up that way. I wouldn't have paid any money for it. It hasn't been that valuable for me. Okay, this right here is good. This is one of the things you can unlock in one of the researches I was talking about. Okay, let's send the rev right back. Not the rev, but the relativity. Or no, reliant. Like I said, we got too many R's. Okay, where are we at? We need to go back. No. This worked out pretty good. They're going to hit. One's going to be back at the same time the other one going to enter the system. Oh boy. So this will be good. I can with this new page that I made. We're going to be able to. Let's get my cube instead of my relativity. We're going to get our. With this new thing, we're going to be able to talk about the arc a little bit more in depth than what I've done in the past, just because it's a pain in the butt to edit. Now that I can bring it on screen and live stream it instead of making edited video. That's going to be good. We've been on almost for 4 hours. I can't believe that. Okay. Let's pull that. Is that enough to get me over the top? Almost. I need 5 points. Oh, I can do that by. Also, I don't think I've done this today. Because I was on for a little bit, but before reset, I don't think I was on this reset. So I think I still got all 3 of these inside here. All these are ticketed events. Went the wrong thing. Here we go. Yeah, I don't do those anymore. I know that sounds bad, but I don't. Spin artifact tokens or. Okay, we can do that. That'll help me in this. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and see how far up I can go. We'll go in ROM space. I mean Klingon space now, I guess. I wish I wouldn't have put Grush in that. I wasn't thinking. I think there's a. Okay, where is. Okay, I can get there. Let's swap the ships. I should have looked to see which one it was. We'll go with this one first. I don't know if it's going to have warp range to get there. There we go. Okay, let's switch crews. Let's actually put a mining crew in here instead of using. I had this for arenas. I put a. They really, really took the took the speed off the speed crew in arenas. I haven't been using one since they figured that was the culprit that was screwing it up and nerfed them is what some of these guys say on here, but they actually really did. I don't need below deck. I just need strength one. They really did. It ain't no joke. I was shocked to see what the speed used to be and what it is now. It's almost not a usable crew anymore. Okay, let's go. Him. Okay, what? Still on warp speed. We need mining speed, cargo protection, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Barclay, and where's Picard, his character as the detective. There he is, Dixon Hill. They don't have to. I didn't put any more upper bridge crew up there. Oh, it didn't save it there. Heck. I wish it would do that every time, but this is one time I didn't want them to do that. All right, let's figure out who we're going to put beside. Who we're going to put on the bridge. All right, let's put Quark here. Let's get his brother or whatever, whoever it is. And I think, what is his officer ability? I don't need to increase the size of my ship. One of these. Yeah, we'll put him in there. So the next one I can the one when I get the ore, I can actually use the officer for it. The other way teams got the other ones tied up. So let's go back and see, check our Revenant out and see where our attacker's coming from. There he is. We're right in the right spot. Good deal. Okay, let's go. We'll go into freebooter space now. Let's see if we can get our crew back. Okay, who's missing? Who is missing? Oh yeah, Giorgio's on the Revenant. So we need to put another PvP officer in there here. I think since I pulled him off of my battleship, I'll put him back on here. We don't need that. Reset. I'm going to look. There might be somebody better to put on there, actually. I'll put Mariachi Q here. Or Phil Marshall Q. We'll be done with him in a couple of days. He'll be up to 1 million or whatever, like all the rest of them. So that will be nice. I think I've got 1 or 2 more pulls left, and I got him done. I think that was a wise decision not to use the whatchamacallit, the loot on him, because I was so close anyway to him. I think I'm pretty happy the way I use that loot, because it does put me in a position to where I can finish Picard, possibly during the tournament. I can't remember how many pulls you get. You get 2 of each. And I'm thinking it's 20 that you can get. I think you can get 40 shards during that. If that's the case, I think I've got him at that point. Let's go. Well, let's go look at that. I can look at down here in the Terran store. Yeah, I need 30. So I can, if I can get 40 shards in the alliance tournaments, so it means I need to win 2 days, tear it out in 2 days. I think I got enough junk in there. I can do that. That'll give me enough side loot to finish him, I think. And now I've got the long, tedious thing of getting enough Trillium D to finish him. Thank you, Mr. Tiger. That's the worst part of these. I mean, these are hard officers to acquisition, number one. And that's okay, because they're PvP officers. But the Trillium D asks for is freaking insane. I think when I tiered her up, I think it was, I'm thinking it was 56 or 60,000 Trillium D. I remember it was tough when I took him to 4, and then when I finished him was another kick in the nuts. But I actually think both of these together are really good. But he, especially on the interceptor, he is really good. He's the one that starts the engine with his officer ability, because he has 100% chance to apply assimilate. And then you got Dozik. If you put the Borg Queen crew down there, Dozik will do the same thing. So you get a double proc for those officers. Now I'll give you guys a PvT tip. You do not want to put the Queen crew with the Freeman crew. But this is because the way that Freeman works. Because there's a chance that you'll either kill it or you'll die before they ever proc. The way she works. So you don't want to put the Queen crew in the same ship as the Bear crew. excuse me, not the Freeman crew. You do not want to put the Freeman crew with the Queen crew below. You just don't. It doesn't work. Doesn't work out well. If it does for you, you got lucky. Because there is a 60 whatever the chances are. Okay, what happened there? It got stuck again. Who's this? Yeah, we'll pop him. Don't leave your ships out. We need 7, so we need probably to hit maybe one. Well, I think we're done there. I'm going to hit one extra. I usually hit one extra. Make sure that I got all the. Yeah, I got. Okay, it just triggered it. If I come back to it, it'll. Yeah, sometimes it'll put a. Here we go. Now we're done with the dailies. Well, guys, I think I'm going to call it a stream. May go do some OPC hunting here shortly. But I think I'm done for the stream tonight. Glad for all of you that showed up and watched. I'll probably be on tomorrow some. I'm not sure whether I'm going to be on tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow night yet. But I will be on tomorrow. And we'll see what the game brings us tomorrow. I'm thinking invasions tomorrow. Didn't hear that from anybody, but that's the way that the arc runners have been doing it, where they put the invasions right before tournament alliances, or if we'd had incursions this week. It's been kind of a thing that they've been doing, and it's been like a month since we've done the invasions. So until next time,